Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. Hope you guys are all really good. I hope you had a really nice Christmas. I hope you got lovely presents. It's been a while since I filmed. I know I've been uploading, but I basically bulk film videos and then I upload them every couple of days, just so I'm not uploading as much as I used to, because I mean, I've mentioned so many times that because I'm working in retail again, I am unable to film as much as I normally can. So yeah, today I am finally doing a full face of my favourites from this year. I am going to be filming after this my favourite makeup of 2021, and there is a lot of makeup, and it was obviously quite difficult for me to kind of narrow down what my favourite full face of products were, but I think I've got quite a lot of like really good products that I have just really enjoyed. And obviously if you're a regular viewer on my channel, first of all, thank you, but then also you would have seen me use these items like constantly. So I'm going to start off with like a face serum first. So I'm going to use this moisturizer by Essence. So this is the Hello Good Stuff Milky Face Moisturizer. This is definitely a product that I like using kind of in between me not using my face milks from Colourpop, because I've kind of run out of them. I have one left, which is my oat one, but I felt like maybe give that one a bit of a rest, because I did use face milks constantly this year. There were a couple of them that were my Project Pan, which I did manage to complete, so that was really handy. And then I discovered this face milk, and I have used it so many times. It's not really a face milk, it's a moisturizer, but it is really moisturizing, really softening. It smells really nice. I think one of the things that I love about it is the smell. And it was about £4.50 or something like that. So Essence are known to be a very affordable brand, and so when I saw that they were doing some kind of like skincare stuff, of course I have to be careful because I have rosacea, so I have to be very careful about what I use. But I was just wanting to try this. It's basically got turmeric in there, so it's meant to be calming and hydrating. So my skin is very dry because I mean I have very combination skin sometimes. One day it could be really oily, and then one day it could be like super dry. So excuse me, I'm going to start on my eyes today because I thought we'll just do what I normally like doing, which is on my eyes. So I'm just going to quickly put on my sellotape just to kind of help me out with my eyes, because I want to do a really nice look today, and I shall be back. Okay, we're sellotaped and back. So I am going to be going in with my favourite kind of eye primer of this year, and it's no surprise, but it's my P. Louise Acid Rain Blank Canvas. I of course do have many of her kind of eye bases, but sometimes if I just want to use an eye base to kind of put things on top, for example, I will always use this now. It is so good. It's one of my favorite things of this year, because I as much as I love using eyeshadows to kind of see what they're like by themselves, I always feel like giving them an extra push. And when it comes to using this blank canvas, it's outstanding. I think the first one I got of this, because I now have two, both through like mystery boxes basically. So the first one I got was part of the budget box. So P. Louise has been doing some very affordable budget boxes this year, which is pretty good. So if you're wanting to like try her brand, kind of not for the first time, but if you want to try her brand on a more affordable look, she does these mystery budget boxes every month for £30, and you get pretty much like twice the amount of like money, if that makes sense. Like the amount of that you would pay for it is like double basically. And the first time I tried one of these, I was absolutely in love, because I do normally use her other bases, like the ones that are pretty similar to this, but when I use this, I really like it. I did get, like I mentioned, another one in a mystery box, so I haven't opened it because I kind of want to use this as much as possible to get onto the next one. So I really recommend these eye bases if you want to use like eye primers, because it really helps. And now when it comes to eyeshadow, this was very difficult for me, because if you guys have been watching my channel, you guys know I use and I buy a lot of new eyeshadow palettes. Like you will see in my yearly review, I have so many eyeshadow palettes, it's ridiculous. But of course I could try and narrow it down to one, so I managed to use and choose my BH Cosmetics Sweet Shot Pistachio eyeshadow palette. Of course I love my red one as well, which is a cherry on top, I believe it's called. It's over there somewhere, I can't remember. But the cherry palette. But I think I've just wanted to use this. Green has been my colour this year. I've just embraced green as much as I can. Every time I use a green shadow and I put up a picture, a lot of people are very complimentary towards it, which makes me very happy. It makes me smile a lot. Not to say that people don't do that anyway, but whenever I have a green eye look, people just like, looks amazing, looks good. So this year has definitely been a green year for me, and when I tried this palette for the first time, I absolutely fell in love. I really want to get the rest of them, but I'm holding off because I need to not spend so much. That's one of my New Year's resolutions when it comes to like makeup and money. I'm calming down on it, but I thought I would use this palette today because it's absolutely stunning. If you haven't seen me use this palette previously, I mean, I've used it about 3 or 4 times in the year. So I am first going to go in with Nutty, which is just here. I haven't planned what look I'm doing today as per usual, so I am always going to start off on the mattes and then work my way onto the shimmers. If you haven't seen this palette as well, the whole bottom row are matte shades, the top row are shimmers. So I just love the way that this works on my eyes. Like even without the primer, the pigmentation is crazy. Like I'm going to be doing a video called Makeup Accolades, and BH Cosmetics are like featured on there quite heavily because they're a brand that I have loved for many years, but I really think that on some of their products they've really upped their game, and I am just super surprised that this palette is as good as it is. And that's not any shade on the brand at all, because historically when I've used some of their baked eyeshadow palettes, they are amazing, they are so good. If you haven't tried them, I really recommend it. But when it comes to this palette, like this palette is something else. And of course using this green has helped me build the confidence of using more green, because the colors are just like outstanding. I haven't barely used much. Like of course I am wanting to give it as much punch as possible, but that is just by using one shade, and I feel like you can deepen it up a bit with one shade just to kind of like build it up. But I'm gonna add a bit of cone or cup just here. I thought I'd say cone or chip, that's not right. And I'm just gonna add that on the corner because I want to help emphasize the lid, as I always like doing. I think one thing that I have enjoyed doing this year is deepening the corners. I have tried to do that previously without sellotape and it just doesn't work. So I think when I use this, it's a great guide. I've been doing this sellotape thing for a while, so it's not like it's a new technique for this year, but I just, any look that I feel really confident after doing, it's because of the sellotape. And I say that so often, and I really recommend it if you struggle like me to kind of get a really good emphasizing your corners. Definitely get some sellotape. I know it's kind of like a cheating way of doing it, but honestly I've not been to makeup school, I don't have crazy skills like I always say, so I feel like this is one of my go-to things. And it's crazy because I don't even use that much, so I have like 2 mini like sellotape rolls and I've barely used one up this year. Like I've still got a ton left because obviously I only need the smallest amount. So that is a cone or cup. Let me know guys, when it's summer and you have ice cream, do you prefer cone or cup? When I worked in Ben & Jerry's, when I used to work in the cinema and we had a Ben & Jerry's, whenever someone said they wanted a cone, for some reason it always annoyed me. I don't know why, because it's more effort. I was like trying not to break the cone because we were like, I want a cone, and I'm like, can you not just have a cup so I don't break it? But that's just me being lazy. Next I'm going to go in with Soft Serve, which is just here. So it's a nice kind of neon green, which I don't know if I've used, but I want to add it a bit more to this shade. But yeah, let me know if you're a cone or cup kind of person. I'm a mixture. I prefer having a cone because you're getting, I feel like you're getting more for your money because you get to eat the cone. You can't eat the cup, but you know, that's just my own preference. Let me know, guys. But yeah, so far this palette again is still absolutely amazing. I'm not a big fan of kind of like neon tones. I mention that quite a lot because it's true. Like I don't feel like neon or pastel shades are for me because I don't feel like they bring out enough pigment. But I think this one is pretty good. And now I'm going to end on a shimmer, and I'm kind of stuck on which one to use because again there's 4. This one is kind of my go-to because it's absolutely outstanding, which is called Crunch. I feel like going in with Treat and then Dessert will go on my inner corner. I mean, let's just go for it because like I don't even need to have a setting spray, because when you add a spray, obviously it will help give a better outlook on the shimmer. But I am not going to do that today because I feel like this palette does it itself. And I think the palettes are like, I should have mentioned it, I think it's about $14, if that. And you can't really get it, for example, on Beauty Bay or kind of any other place that does BH Cosmetics apart from their own website. So if you're looking to order these, definitely go onto the American website. The shipping is obviously included, but you don't pay any customs. So that's one thing that I learned from my friend this year when she purchased them. She just said I didn't have to pay customs because I was very scared about that because I hate wanting to pay customs on top of what I've already purchased. But I didn't pay any customs and it turned up so quickly. So that is the eyes. I'm going to quickly go off camera, take them off, take off the sellotape and we'll be back. Okay, so I actually forgot to put Dessert in my inner corner, so I did it off camera so you can see just here. Now we're going on to the rest of the face. So primer, I'm going in with my NYX Bright Maker primer. I absolutely have been in love with NYX Cosmetics this year, and not because, I mean, disclaimer, I mentioned so many times before that they have gifted me products over this year because I like test out products and review products for them, not paid, but like in exchange for like reviews they send me products and stuff. So I'm part of this little online thing that I mentioned numerous times. This was one of the products that I got and I absolutely love this. It's kind of like an illuminating primer. It smells of papaya and it has papaya in there. It smells amazing. It's so nice and I just love the way it gives my face a little glow. I did try another primer which is called their primer stick. I think I didn't like it very much because it just kind of fell apart, and I don't think it gave me what I really wanted in a primer. So when I tried this out, I was really happy, especially like illuminating. Like it doesn't do much for the skin in that sense because you can't see it glowing under foundation, but it will really moisturize my skin. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I need a moisturizer because my skin is super dry, and this just helps basically. So I'm just going to put it on my nose because my pores are actually insane recently. So yeah, that's a really nice primer. Next we're going on to foundation, and this is absolutely no shocker on any means. Like as soon as I knew I was doing this list, this foundation was number 1, and it's the Maybelline Super Stay like active wear foundation. I have used this to death on my channel. Like you can see here how much I've used, and I have given it a shake. I think I'm about up to here as to how much foundation I've used because it's so damn good. I have not tried much Maybelline over the past like few years of liking makeup because They are obviously a drugstore brand, but I felt like they're sometimes a little more on the higher end of drugstore. But when I saw this foundation, I needed to use it. This is in the shade Light Beige. Also, one of my favorite products of this year is this ISO Clean palette. It's so good. I've mentioned so many, I use it in like every video. When I put on a foundation that's a liquid foundation, I have to use this because I am not using my finger anymore when it comes to like just how much foundation I want to use, and I don't want to use it from my brush because I feel like when I use this ISO Clean, it stops that kind of dirt barrier that I have, because I just, obviously because of like the whole COVID thing, I'm cleaning my hands a lot more than usual. And even though this is like my makeup and it's only like my hands, I still don't want to put my hands on my face as much, even though I did just do it in like the last 5-10 minutes. But yeah, when it comes to foundation, that's a no-no from me. So I think having this ISO Clean palette is so damn good, and it is only like £5, I think, from their website. I don't think you can get it on Beauty Bay or anything, so I just got it from their website, and it's been one of my favorite tools of this year. So, but yeah, going back to the foundation, absolutely great foundation. I haven't tried it for 30 hours because I would never try it for 30 hours. It definitely lasts me a good couple of hours if I'm outside, but when I'm wearing a mask, obviously when I'm working, I sweat a lot, and I don't obviously you can't use it to its full capacity, but I just love the coverage because it's a very buildable coverage, because it's not kind of full coverage in the beginning, so you need to build it up a bit. And the colour I think is pretty good, although I am still very ghost-like. I still feel like it's a really good match, because I would rather be lighter than deeper, if that makes any sense. I don't want to get the wrong foundation, because if I get something too deep, I can obviously use setting powder to help lighten it up, but it's just so much hassle. So at least if I'm lighter, it works. So I'm just gonna get a brush and kind of sort out these edges, because I completely forgot to bring a concealer in my video. I was gonna use my collection concealer, but this fine. This foundation is so damn good that it kind of works as a concealer in some aspects. I put too much foundation on my palette, but that's fine. We're just going to just brush underneath because I've got some bags. I mean, over the Christmas period I've been super lazy, but obviously all week I was working and doing lots of overtime, so that's why I've not been able to film that much. But I'm very glad and happy that I have a job, and a job that I still enjoy, so that's something. Right, let's just, that's enough. Yeah, the rest of my foundation is just going to obviously go off. I never use eyeshadow brushes for foundation, but this is actually helping a lot, especially when my sponge is a bit too big. But like, you can see how much of my redness has gone, and obviously that's the point of a foundation, is to cover up, and it does the most perfect job. So I really love this foundation, and I really recommend it. So with powder, this powder I've only had for like not even a week, and I absolutely adore it, and it's my Juvia's Place setting powder in the shade White Sands. I mentioned in one of my last videos that Juvia's Place is now in Superdrug in the UK, which is amazing, because it's either really difficult to get Juvia's Place in the UK because it was just, yeah, because obviously it's an American brand, so you can't get it in so many places. Beauty Bay used to have it, and then they stopped having it, and then it is available on Beauty Box by Tammy, which I have mentioned a few times as well. They're a website that has a lot of brands like Kaleidos and Colourpop and things like that. So they also have Juvia's Place, but now Superdrug have them, and I picked this up for like £10 I think it was, or maybe less than that. But I absolutely love this powder. It really helps kind of even out my skin tone, so it doesn't you can't see like all my crazy pores which is good enough for me. So this powder is super duper nice. And now we're going to go on to a bit of bronzer. I don't bronze as much, but I felt like adding this product in this video, and it is, let me just, sorry, I've got putting all my stuff away, the Elf Putty Bronzer, and I can't remember the shade because they don't ever list it on here, and I think this came out this year. It's difficult for me to remember when certain things came out because my memory is terrible. So I'm just gonna add like the smallest amount of bronzer because, like I mentioned, this is like a very light foundation for me, but even adding a bit of bronzer will help, kind of just help a little bit, to be honest. And even though my blush is going to be insane because you guys know I love my blush, I still feel like adding a bit of bronzer is so weird. When I haven't filmed in so long, I kind of, takes me a while to get back into the groove, and I'm going to be filming potentially like 2 or 3 more videos after this, so I need to like wake up a bit even though it's like 2 in the afternoon. But yeah, this bronzer is super nice. You can see that it's very subtle, it's very buildable, so that's why I like it, because I am not very good at contouring, so I need a bronzer that is not too harsh, and it's about £6. Like, if you know like Elf Cosmetics, they're not very high end, they're pretty affordable. They've been one of my favorite brands like for the past few years now. This year I don't think they had as much amazing products as they did previously, but they still have done some amazing stuff. So let's go on to blush, and I'm not using my most obvious choice this year. People who watch my videos, you will know that normally I will be talking about my Melt Cosmetics blush, but I've discovered this Be Perfect blush, and this is one of my favorite blushes of all time, and I have to say it's probably my favorite blush of the year, obviously hence it's in this video. But I just absolutely love BH Cosmetics. This, oh my god, Be Perfect this year. I've tried a lot of their older products and some of their new products, and I'm really impressed. Like, I like to discover brands way into them being around for many years. So when I discovered Be Perfect, I was just so happy. This is in their shade Helios, and it's so pigmented. You have to be really careful when you use it, but I love it. It's stunning. And their highlighter is stunning as well. The highlighter is not in this year's video, but it is really, really good. And I got it when it was on like their birthday sale. This I got when it came out because I was in kind of my groove of loving Be Perfect, which I still do love. But yeah, this blush is outstanding. It's cute. Again, it's very powerful, so I would probably be quite scarce with it when you do use it, and I think it's about £10, but you get a lot of product in there, so it's not like you get the smallest amount and it's gone. So let's go on to highlighter. I actually have 2 highlighters that I'm going to go in between. So the first one is my Soph Does Life X kind of Makeup Revolution collaboration that she did, and the other one is by Essence. So this is the highlighter. Let me swatch this for you guys, because if you haven't seen it, this is like a big surprise for me. I got this from like Wilkinson's and for like £4, and it is one of my favorite highlighters ever this year. It's so good. It is so good. And then if you haven't seen the Soph Does Life collaboration, she's done, like, her eyeshadow palette was so close to being on my top favorite eyeshadow palette, mainly because of that green eyeshadow that I've used non-stop. But yeah, this highlighter duo is fantastic. You get 2 shadows pretty much for, not 2 shadows, 2 highlighters for the price of one. I think it's like £6 or something you get 2, and these are really, really pigmented. Let me swatch them again. you get, I think there's like 2 different versions or 3, I'm not sure. But I want to kind of mix them up. So on one side I'll just use this, so I'd like to dip into both of them because they're just crazy pigmented. I think last year my favorite highlighter was the Oprah and Steph Tom's collaboration. Obviously that collaboration is no more, but that is still one of my favorite highlighters ever. It is amazing. And then with this highlighter, I'm just going to put it on here, and we're just going to put it obviously on top of my cheeks. Outstanding. I love it. I love it. Right, this is probably one of my longest videos I've done in quite a while. So I'm actually on the eyes and then the lips. So the eyes, the mascara, I don't have a new mascara this year that I discovered that I liked. My KVD vegan one with the go big or go home thing is still one of my favorites. So I'm just going to quickly put this on. I was going to put on some lashes, but I can't find my glue, so I'm not going to be adding lashes today. Normally I do, because I've been kind of into some lashes, not as much recently, but this year for sure. When I've been like going places, like my cousin got married this year, so I actually wore lashes. I'm like, I never wear lashes for anything, but I wore my P. Louise lashes and they are so good. They're easy to wear, they're so comfortable. And I was going to use them today, but I can't find my glue. So this mascara is, again, nothing like crazy, like outstanding, but it's still one that I go to quite a lot and that I really enjoy. So the last product is obviously my lip product, and it's my NYX Lip Lingerie XXL in the shade Expose Me. I love this formula. I love this lipstick. It is so good. I'm gonna go off camera and put it on because it takes too long for me to put on lipstick. So when I come back, you'll see how good it looks. So yeah, what I love mostly about this is how long it lasts. It really lasts all day. It smells really nice. When it dries down, the color comes out a bit more, so this is quite light for me, but when it dries down you get to see the full coverage of it. And I was gonna talk about my Melt Cosmetics lipsticks, but they just, I mean, again, if you watch my videos you know that I prefer liquid lipsticks over bullet lipsticks, and I just love how this feels. So this is my finished look. This is my favorite makeup of 2021. It's been a long video. It's been almost half an hour me talking about my favorite makeup, but again, that's just my channel. That's just, yeah, it's my favorite products. It was so difficult to choose, but I really have enjoyed just all of this makeup and so much more that you'll see in my next video. Let me know what your favorite product of the year has been. I know it's quite difficult to choose like one product, but if you could choose one thing, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social media because I'm always active on there, and you get to see what I do on a regular basis when I'm not filming and when I'm working. And I hope you guys are so good. I hope you've had a good year. It's been a very difficult year for all of us. Like the past few years have not been very good, but you know, fingers crossed we're slowly getting there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are well, and I will hope to see you in the next one. Bye.